News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Turning a very large light on the problem of suicide in Montana. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning for Thursday, June the 1st, 2017. In my view, June 1st has always been the first day of summer, but hey, we got rain right now. It's been raining pretty much most of the night. We have 56 degrees in Missoula right now. Our newscast this morning, sponsored by our friends at Maverick Motorsports, Western Montana's largest supplier of new motorcycles by Yamaha and Triumph, along with used motorcycles, ATVs, and snowmobiles. One of our top stories this morning, Governor Steve Bullock headlined a press conference in Helena yesterday in collaboration with the Montana Broadcasters Association to introduce a new media campaign to raise awareness of suicide in Montana. Matt Kuntz with the National Alliance of Mental Illness said most parents or friends don't know what to look for to prevent a suicide.
We didn't know what to look for. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know what to do. And that was how I felt. I understood suicide because I battled suicidal thoughts myself. I thought I got this until I was in that spot and I didn't know what to do or who to ask for help or even what we were up against.
Deputy Director of the Montana Department of Health and Human Services, Laura Smith, pointed out the connection between opioid drug abuse and suicide.
In a 2-year period between 2014 and 2016, they looked at all the toxicology reports for all the suicides in Montana. And 50% of those individuals, as a result of the tox report, had alcohol, psychotropics, opioids, or another drug in their system. And so we're thinking about the importance and critical piece of accessing care.
Governor Bullock said the campaign's a collaborative effort of numerous state agencies and local organizations.
The project will certainly complement the $1 million in suicide prevention funding that resulted from even more teamwork during the legislative session. It complements the work that the Department of Public Health and Human Services is doing. It complements the work we're doing with our service members and our veterans. It complements the work being done in so many of our local school districts.
In Montana, between 2005 and 2014, suicide was the #2 cause of death for young people, right behind unintentional injuries. Access to lethal means is a major issue with youth as well. 63% of youth suicides in Montana are with firearms, which is triple the national rate. A north central Montana man has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for the August 2013 hit-and-run death of a man in a bar parking lot. The Great Falls Tribune reports Charles Jeffrey Santoro was sentenced May 26th for the death of 36-year-old Jeremiah Levi Rowell outside the Sunburst Vets Club. District Judge James Haynes sentenced Santoro to 20 years with 5 suspended for negligent homicide, plus 2 consecutive 10-year terms with 5 suspended for felony criminal endangerment, for a total of 40 years with 15 years suspended. Prosecutors said Santoro and Rowell argued, and Rowell believed Santoro then damaged his pickup truck. Rowell reportedly grabbed Santoro by the neck but was pulled away. Witnesses said Santoro then backed up his pickup and hit Rowell, Tiffany Rowell, and Gallup, and then drove forward and ran over both Rowell and Gallup again. A grizzly bear apparently shot by a western Montana black bear hunter is at the center of a federal investigation. Grizzly bears are a protected species under their Endangered Species Act, and because an investigation is currently underway. Fish and Wildlife Services spokesman Ryan Mooring was able to provide just a few details.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, in conjunction with its partners at Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, is actively investigating the self-reported killing of a grizzly bear by a black bear hunter in the Johnson Creek drainage near Bonner, Montana. This is an active, ongoing investigation, and the service will share more information with the public when the circumstances of the case permit.
Mooring said the grizzly bear was a large male, and necropsy is currently underway. More details will be available after the results of that study. The bear was shot during black bear season in mid-May. To hunt bears, Montana hunters are required to pass a bear identification test designed to prevent incidents just like that. A New Hampshire man is set to become the first person sentenced to federal prison for his role in an armed confrontation with U.S. agents near Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy's ranch back in 2014. Jerry DeLamus has already been jailed for more than a year. Chief U.S. District Judge Gloria Navarro is expected to sentence him to about 5 more years behind bars. The judge denied DeLemus's effort to withdraw the guilty pleas he entered last August to conspiracy and interstate travel in aid of extortion. He admitted joining Bundy backers after the tense gunpoint standoff northeast of Las Vegas. Navarro last week postponed until July 10th a retrial that had been set to start June 26th for 4 other defendants, whose 2-month trial ended in April with a hung jury. The Montana Public Service Commission won a court victory this week over an issue that could directly impact rural Montanans that receive public utilities. According to PSC Chairman Travis Kavula, the issue under dispute was who has the final say in when a utility can cut off service.
This court victory originates out of Chinook, and the issue in dispute is whether a company called Haver Pipeline, which is majority owned by Northwestern, should be allowed to abandon service to rural customers without the PSC's permission.
The PSC argued it should have the final say. Kavula says that in the past, companies would shift customers from natural gas to propane before cutting off service, but this time they were abrupt and possibly even dangerous.
For whatever reason, Haver Pipeline and Northwestern have been resisting that approach, and instead of sort of just been letting people experience shutdowns in service, often in the middle of the winter. I've received a couple of calls where people have suddenly had their gas stop delivering service, and they've had to, turn on their ovens to heat their homes.
Kavula said the PSC is investigating whether there should be any financial compensation for those who received service cuts without PSC approval. It is possible that Northwestern Energy and Haver Pipeline could appeal the decision to the Montana Supreme Court. President Donald Trump says he'll announce his decision of whether he'll pull the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accord during a Rose Garden event today. Trump said on Twitter he'll be making the announcement this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be 1 p.m. our time. He ends the tweet with his campaign slogan, "Making America Great Again." A senior White House official said yesterday that the president was expected to withdraw from the agreement, which is aimed at reducing carbon emissions in an effort to curb global warming. 13 years of hard work will come to a fruition for nearly 1,000 high school seniors starting today with graduation ceremonies from Missoula to Seeley Lake. Here's MCPS Communications Director Hatton Littman.
This week we have graduation events happening for all 4 of our high schools as well as the Willard Alternative High School program. So the Willard Alternative High School program has their ceremony Thursday night, and then on Saturday the 3 urban high schools have their ceremonies at the Adams Center, and on Sunday Seeley Swan High School has their ceremony in their new theater.
Littman said there'll be 814 graduates in all, but numbers are not yet available on graduation and dropout rates.
We don't actually get our graduation rate and dropout rate affirmed from the state until the fall, because those numbers are impacted by students who may be completing their coursework during the summer. But I would say we are always proud to see that we are able to maintain very low dropout rates and very high graduation rates and lead the state in both areas.
But for parents, family members, and friends who plan to attend the graduation ceremonies at the Adams Center Saturday, you need to know the Madison Street Bridge is under construction, and there could be delays there. Our News Talk time now is 6:13.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Mostly cloudy skies today with scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms. Daytime highs will be in the upper 60s and low 70s. Mostly cloudy tonight with our lows in the upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.